Monster of the Week, the Arcane Core, When Death Calls. I am your keeper for this evening, Sade Smith Edwards. I go by she, her pronouns. You can call me Sade or Ambrose, and it's a pleasure to meet you all. Without further ado, let me introduce you to this wonderful cast that we have here, starting with Jazz. Please play your name, pronouns, and who you're playing.
What's up? I'm Jazz, also known as Singer Scoria on Twitter. I'm playing Mo Jackson, the professional. My pronouns are she, her, they, them. Her pronouns are her, she, her. And she's just kind of the mom of the group.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. And Red, who are you?
Hi, I'm Mischievous Red. My pronouns are she, her. I am playing Megan Frost, the Crooked, whose pronouns are also she, her.
Awesome. Vin, who are you? Who are you playing?
Hi guys, I'm Vin at VinFoxV8 on Twitter. My pronouns are he, they, and I'll be playing Millie, they, them, the spooky.
And last, but certainly not least, Iris.
Hello, my name is Iris Wyndham. My pronouns are she, they, and I will be playing Cordelia Bennett, who is the Monstrous playbook, whose pronouns are she, her.
Awesome. Thank you all for being here and being awesome. And without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. This is going to be, as I described before, hauntingly beautiful, as well as it's going to have some elements of loss. So please be prepped, people that are viewing, as well as everyone that is playing. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. All right. You're part of the Seeker branch, cell S12. This is case file number 47. Death calls? You all been traveling to Freighton, Pennsylvania. You all been traveling to Freighton, Pennsylvania, the last known location of one of your missing party members, Ezra Todd. Ezra, the researcher and magical specialist of your group, has traveled to this small, sleepy town due to a rather minor magical disturbance, as classified as the underground organization that you're all a part of, the Arcane Core. The disturbance, which was reported about 3 weeks ago, wasn't considered a threat, so you all essentially wrapped up your assignments, and Ezra went on his own way to classify what it is. That was his main goal, to classify it, report back what it was, and then return to you. Ezra left about 5 days ago. After party finished their most recent case, he didn't make his check-in 24 hours previously. Shortly after missing his check-in, the AC liaison, Keisha Mullen, reported him missing. According to Arcane Core protocol, it dictates that you have to meet your check-in time, or else you will be immediately escalated to MIA, and people will have to come find you, whether it's your team or otherwise. The party is worried because this is the first time this has ever happened with Ezra. If anything, Ezra is meticulous. He over-communicates. He's a very talented battle magician and researcher. So the fact that he's gone silent is extremely worrying. You're really hoping that he lost his phone, but you fear that he might be captured. Anything worse than that? Well, you'd rather that didn't happen. This is what you know so far about what has happened to Ezra, because he has been keeping in touch with you up until this point of vanishing. The magical disturbance happened 3 weeks ago. There was a slight change in the daily life of the town there. Normally it is quiet. Normally, nothing bad happens to people. It's one of those silent, sleepy towns where oh yeah, everyone keeps their door open. No crime happens here. But it seems that someone went missing around the same time as the disturbance, as well as there's been 2 deaths. They're not mysterious though. It just seems like it's natural from what you could tell, but it did happen very rapidly within a few days of each other. Ezra was looking into what happened to the last person, because that one could have been classified, but you don't know exactly what happened to either. He was in contact with the detective there. He used to be a city detective. Because of the missing person, Ezra has stated that he is a PI. That might not be true, obviously, because he is not a PI, but he has said that to the townspeople at the very least in order to get some information. You know that the missing person was known as Willow Weaver. They were last reported leaving their place of work. You're not sure what the place of work is yet. And the last thing you know about Ezra, last touch point that you had with him, is that he was going to go to the ritual site, which he believed was probably the cemetery at the small town. Other than that, you haven't heard anything. Right now, you are all traveling in a large SUV together to this small town. And from there, we are going to start with introductions of your character. I believe Mo, you probably be the one driving, unless anyone else was a bit picky about like being behind the wheel, but I can imagine the mom friend is the one.
I'm the
driving.
picky one.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. See, there you go. So
nobody touches my baby.
Awesome. So Mo, what does Mo look like?
Mo is a brick house of a woman. She has broad shoulders and thick build, scarred face, older. She's in her 40s, looks younger than 40, but definitely has the hardened lines of an ex-soldier, which she is. She wears dog tags and a locket on her neck and a ring on her ring finger, left hand, and is essentially significantly, maybe not that significantly, but significantly older than the others, except for one.
Except for one. All right, cool. Who is in the passenger seat? Who called shotgun?
I think that would have to be Megan.
Okay. What does Megan look like? What's going on up there?
So Megan is very much as reclined in a passenger seat as you can be. She has her feet up on the dashboard. I'm sure much to Mo's dismay, but can't seem to be convinced otherwise. She has a large knife that she's kind of picking her nails with as she looks kind of bored with the situation. But she's probably wearing like a black jacket. She's got a pixie haircut that's dyed pink, wearing a goth style choker. Ears are pierced out the wazoo. Yeah, that's pretty much Megan.
Cool. Who's sitting in the back seat? There's only two left, but like, how's that setup going on back there?
I think that Cordelia is just sort of floating back and forth between the front and back seat, if only to annoy Mo, as Cordelia is, of course, a ghost. Therefore, just hovering, being a nuisance. She is just usually sort of like translucent sort of shade of blue, very archaic, almost like 1800s style clothing, because that is, of course, when she died. And yes, very mousy, almost librarian looking. So yes.
Okay. And Millie, how's it going back there, seeing this Cordelia floating to and fro?
It wasn't intentional, but Millie kind of has like a barricade of books between the seats, and it's just like peeling through them to stay distracted. Like they're just hoping, oh yeah, their phone is dead, or they lost their cable, and just like everywhere but here. That's what's going on with them. They're kind of grubby, nerdy clothing, two-tone hair, half white, probably from fright, glasses, basic piercings, and a couple buttons.
Okay, so this is the team put together. You are all about within an hour's time of getting into town. I'm assuming Megan is navigating or not navigating, but we're doing a really bad job at navigating, getting there. So is that what's happening? Like you are not? Yeah. Okay. So yes. Mo, how's it going up there driving?
Cordelia, choose a side.
I tried the other side, and that didn't quite work. So I guess this side.
This side? Okay, stay. Put your butt down. Where are we headed? Is this the exit?
I think that's the town name. Should be.
Should be or is?
I'm not so good with directions.
Ugh.
Millie,
Should
are we going the
be
right
is the
way?
town name.
Hmm?
I didn't keep a map. Did you get a map? I mean, there's GPS. Wait, what are we doing? I'm
Well,
sorry.
I don't know how to use this damn thing.
Did y'all want to roll investigate to find out if you're going in the right direction?
Sure.
You could just roll a general sharp if you like, if this is correct, what Megan has told you.
Oh, God. All right. Oh. 10.
Look at that. It is, you are going the right way. So you are going the right way. It seems like everything's fine. No worries there. Not because of Megan, just because, yeah, you do see signs going in the right direction to Freighton. You're like, yeah, that's the one. That's correct. Yes, it's Freighton, Pennsylvania. Awesome. Cool.
I told you I wouldn't get us lost.
Somehow I don't believe that, especially since the last time you got us 2 hours out of the way from where we were supposed to be.
I found a nice bit of jewelry that way, Mo. It was the exact right place to be.
Was that the priority?
Maybe.
We still got there.
That's true. That's true.
It looks like you're on the right path so far. It's starting to become a bit more scenic. So as you turn off into the exit, it looks like it's not that far away now. It seems that there's more wooded areas. There seems to only be like one path, kind of, not one path, but like like 2 lanes are turning into 1 lane. You're starting to like pull into the town. It's going to take a little bit extra time, but what I would like to do here, Cordelia, can you just roll a weird for me? Just a general weird.
That is 9 plus 3.
Look at you. So I was also going to say Millie, but like I don't think Millie needs to roll like with that one. So as you're pulling in and like you're still driving along, as you kind of like turn to the side, probably getting ready to float to a new spot in the car to bother someone else, you look out the window and you notice among the trees, as beautiful and as green as they are, that there's like the shadows of like the trees and the building, like not the building, the shadows of the trees, the foliage, the bark. They don't seem to be moving correctly for like a split second. Like, you know how like shadows work. The sun is coming through, all that other jazz. It doesn't seem to be matching for like a split second. And then you blink and then it looks normal. You're not sure why that happened.
Can we pull over real quick?
Pull over for what?
There was an error in the shadows of the trees.
Yeah,
What on
okay.
earth does that mean?
What do you... it's not the most strange thing that we've ever experienced.
I was about to say we've been through worse, I think.
Yeah, but it could mean
Or
1,000
seniors.
different things. Are the shadows like people, like entities? Are they just moving weird? Like, be very different things.
It just moved weird or didn't move correctly. I don't know. One of the two. It's...
Children, stop bickering. We're getting out. I pull over.
Okay, so you pull over. Cordelia, what are you doing now that you have pulled over to the side of the road?
Megan, would you accompany me?
Yeah.
Don't
Glad
go
help,
too far.
friend.
Oh, we'll
Yes, Mom.
I'm just saying that we're here for Ezra. Remember that.
And there's no chance that this has anything to do with it.
There's a pretty high chance. That's why I'm saying be careful.
We won't get too close.
All right, so you step out. I'm assuming you're going to the tree line or like the edge of the road to see what was up with the error of the shadows. with that, can you roll and investigate a mystery for me?
Both of us or just Cordelia?
If you are looking to, yes, you can also roll. Tell me what you get.
That's a 5.
Oop.
Mine was better.
Okay.
I was just seeing what it was. Wait, a little bit better. Mine's a 6. Never mind.
Okay. So you both step out and you look into the tree line. It looks like a normal forest. Like it looked weird for the moment that you were passing. You're wondering if maybe maybe it's just like we were moving too fast. Maybe like something passed between the trees and then like messed up the shadows. Like, or maybe we're just paranoid because like we're worried about Ezra. This isn't not normal for him. So like you don't see anything. Everything seems fine. Is there anything else you want to do before you get back to the car, or
Could I possibly investigate a mystery from the car, or am I too far to
you can do
so?
that? It might be a little hard, but you can still roll to see if you see anything. Also, Cordelia and Megan, since you failed, you mark experience.
Oh yeah.
Remember, because I forget when I've played this game too. So just let you know. Yeah.
Kiefer, that's a 12.
Oh, that's a 12. Okay, cool. We got a 12 in here. So you hold 2. So what questions would you like to ask?
What is being concealed here, and where did it go?
Awesome. Okay. So what's being concealed here? Something was passing by, or like something that has some form of magical influence was passing by in a certain radius of this area, or their magic affects this area. But it turned off as soon as y'all passed by, it seemed like. And the other question was, what was the other question? Forgot, sorry.
Where did it go?
Where did it go? It went closer to town. It seems like where it was, its influence stretched out. It seems to be, it could be that like it was checking something by shadow means, and then vanished. To probably checking to see who was entering the town. And then it went closer into town and turned off that magic.
Cool.
Good times.
What's cool? What's that face?
Well, we've been welcomed into town, so to speak. Something clocked us as we came in, and now it's heading closer. I wouldn't worry the other two about it just yet.
Cordelia and Megan
Alright.
coming back to the car.
That was a waste of time. I'm sorry, Cordelia. Normally I trust your talents, but there's nothing there.
I'm simply not used to moving this quickly. Cars are still a wonderful endeavor to me.
She like puts her arm like on Cordelia's shoulder. Can she interact with Cordelia? Be like, I understand the stress of the situation. We want to make sure I find Ezra.
Yeah, I think it's like a sort of like optional corporealness.
Yes. All right, cool. So getting back into the car, and unless there's anything else people want to do, like Mo's gonna like drive off, yeah?
Yeah, Mo is more tense. Might be speeding a little bit now.
Okay. Okay. So you're speeding. Would anyone notice that Mo is suddenly like more tense, or would it just be like, I'm trying to get to Ezra?
Millie is reading.
I feel like Megan would notice because Mo's usually a by the books kind of driver, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Maybe like 2 to 3 miles over the speed limit, but like not like a lot. I feel like you're going faster. Megan probably notice because you're creeping into her territory of breaking the law. You all right there, Mo?
I'm fine. Why do you ask?
You seem a little tense.
I'm just trying to find Ezra, man.
Okay.
Right. As you start pulling into the town, now like now it probably would be noticeable if like you were over the speed limit, Bo. So like now it's like, oh, the speed limit is like 20, 25. So like residential kind of. So you're like, okay, I kind of need to brake. So that might feel a certain way all of a sudden, but you get your bearings back. The GPS is set to Keisha Mullen, the liaison, the touch point for this town for the Arcane Court. She is sorry, one second. She is off to on the outskirts of town. Sorry, like make sure that we see that. And it's kind of in a wooded area, so like you have to kind of go through the town, like kind of in order to get to. It's like a cabin off to the if it's like north, south, east, west, like the south west corner of the town essentially is where it is. And as you're doing that, and as you're driving to get closer to this cabin, that's a little secluded, so it's not, people aren't nosy to this location. You get I would say, Mo, you get a call, just because you are the official team lead, is the best way to put it. But no one's actually giving you time, but everyone knows you are. So you get a call, and you get a call from what you lovingly call the voice on the other end of the phone, your handler, your handler Theo. So are you gonna pick that up?
And my Bluetooth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, okay. It seems you have arrived to your location.
Yeah, no kidding.
Have you
Where
heard anything from Ezra Todd yet?
No, not yet. We're about to meet Keisha, was it?
That is correct.
Yeah. We'll ask her, but nothing from Ezra himself.
Okay. Keep us appraised.
I will.
We will touch bases shortly once you have reached your location.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I hang up immediately.
I hate it when they do that. Rude Theo, damn.
So you are continuing onward to the cabin. It's about like 5 minutes. So once you start pulling in to meet Keisha, sorry. Making sure, like once you like start pulling in, you see Keisha out in front of the cabin. And she's a like kind of dark-skinned Black woman, has like really wavy hair pulled up into a bun. She looks kind of ready to like go into a mission, to be honest, like a hunter mission, but like also this area is probably, you can conceal weapons here, so like you can have, like she has like a holster and stuff like that ready. Plain white tee, has like a hoodie wrapped around her, like her hips, jeans, boots, ready to go. Search party get ready, it looks like. She's kind of pacing in front of the cabin, which is like a wood cabin kind of surrounded by trees. As you pull in, she sees your car pull in, and she immediately like kind of hops to it and like walks over to y'all as you park. You can interact with her.
Hey, I'm Mo.
Right?
Yeah, Mo, Megan, Cordelia, Millie.
All right. Pleasure to meet you all. It's been great. Thanks. So we gotta get this going. Like sent out information already to the core. So far, like haven't been able to get anything on his cell phone, haven't been able to like pinpoint his last location, and all those people with the magic stuff, they're already doing like their weird magic location BS, but still nothing. Unfortunately, that could mean a lot of things. Try not to think of the worst case scenario, you know?
It's always the worst case scenario with our people.
We're hoping not. So if you want, you can get settled into the cabin. Like there's a whole bunch of his stuff in there still. If you wanted to like check that out, get some last like readings on like what he was looking at, I suppose. But waiting to hear back from the core as well.
Inside.
Yeah, I'll go in. Where I go in?
Yeah, we all go in.
Mm-hmm. she's gonna follow you in. And she's gonna just like kind of pace in front of the main area of like the living room, I guess, where like there's like a window like facing outward, but she's gonna keep on looking at her phone and pacing. Um, so when you enter the cabin, it looks normal. It looks like it doesn't look like there like a struggle happened. It doesn't look like anything like that. It just looks like it looks as if like, oh yeah, like Ezra was here, like very clean, orderly. So it wasn't like he just like draped his clothing everywhere or anything like that. It looked like how he normally has things. There's a living room where she's probably set up, had coffee, was on his computer, which you see is like closed. And then there's another room where like he probably slept, where there's a whole bunch of like files and stuff like that. Like a bag with like all his other like toiletries, whatever it might be in there. And a lot of other random things kind of sprinkled around. You see like books, kind of like there is a lore library that they have in this space. And it looks like he pulled out a couple of books to like bookmark in dog ear as well, probably for research purposes. And that is what we have so far. So if you want to like start looking around, you totally can.
I'll start
think-
looking. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think Megan looks at the books that he was looking at recently, the ones that are kind of left open.
Okay. So we're gonna go in the order with everyone going to different things, right? So with Megan, you are looking at the lore books that he pulled out.
Mhm.
All right. So when you go to the lore books, you see that like a lot of it's a little mixed up. It's like, oh, he wasn't entirely sure what it might have been, but you see like two different books. One is like a book having to do with infernal or demon specific things. Another one is ritual magic of some sort, and then another one is just general folklore to see if like something else. So he like, what you can probably tell based off of what you might know about him is that like he was able to find a ritual spot, and maybe he was looking up what kind of ritual it was. And with the actually, can you like roll investigate a mystery for me?
That is a 7.
Okay. You have a one hold to answer to ask any of those questions.
I want to ask, based on the books that are open, what can hurt it?
Ooh, okay. Based off of what you see in the books so far, what he was looking at, if he was correct about it being infernal or demons, probably salt rounds. So like you all have salt rounds in your car. He definitely had some on him, as well as probably ritual that would help with banishing, which he was looking through in dog earing, but it looks like he was still looking through to see what other possibilities could be. Based off what you're seeing, though, that is what could hurt it.
Got it. Thanks.
So yeah, no problem. Mo, what were you looking at?
I was also looking at the books, but if he has any notes that he was taking, I would like to look through those.
Okay, let me see. Looking at his notes. So if you are looking into his notes, actually, when you're looking around, that's actually a great point. You're looking around, you're looking for like his notebook, which you all know that he keeps like a notebook for each case file he has. You do see the files of the original files of everything, but you notice that like his notebook is missing.
That's suspicious.
Very. Usually he carries that on him at all times while he's like working. So like while he's like talking to people, he'll be taking notes. So that does kind of make sense, but it's also a little weird that it's not here, or at least some leftover stuff. So, but he does usually have a backup of some sort. Usually that would be his computer, where he would do final report notes. But his like fresh in the field notes is on his person most of the time.
Gotcha. Is his computer here at least?
It's on the coffee table in the living room.
Okay.
You want to look at it?
Yeah, I want to look at it.
Millie, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to check the laptop, quote unquote, but like it's in Millie's lap, but they're spaced out. Now I was wondering
Oh,
if I can use the site to check for any magical residue that isn't Ezra's.
I'm happy to hear that. So you're going to be using your site. So you still roll to investigate a mystery, but you might just get a little bit more information depending on yes. Go for it. And then Mo, I'll like come back to you in a second.
Cool. Let's see. A 10.
Cool. So you hold 2. What questions do you want to ask?
What was it going to do and what happened here?
What is it going to do? Are you asking what Ezra was going to do or what the monster was going to do?
You know what? I'll go with Ezra with
Okay.
both of these.
So what Ezra was going to do. So your site opens up a little bit when you see that. So you kind of can see the residue of him going through, like originally went to the lore books, and like kind of see impressions. I wouldn't say you're seeing like an actual vision of him, but more like echoes of his movements, of him kind of focusing in on the books and stuff like that. And you sense that there might be a little bit of frustration, like, I don't know, maybe I don't have enough, kind of thing. And then going to, at the time, having his book on him, making notes. Then you see him go to his computer, probably drop off, like write up more detailed notes that he is definitely going to make it into the report. And then you get the sense of like him going somewhere, and the vibe is like an appointment, like meet up with someone, probably. And that's what you can get so far. What was the second question?
What happened here?
What happened here? He was stumped about what you get the vibe based off what I just said as well, that like he wasn't entirely sure what it was. He does know that there is a monster here versus it just being a magical disturbance. Or at least if it's not a monster, it's something specific. He had a feeling that like something was either bought here or like something happened here, or that's what the magical disturbance might have been. But you're getting a lot of, man, I don't have enough. And he's also a little frustrated. Like you can get the sense that he's a little frustrated as well. That like, man, this is the first time this has happened. Shit, like kind of thing. So that's the vibe that you are starting to get. But you're getting the vibe of like, all right, I gotta figure it out. I gotta go and I gotta meet this person, and maybe they'll give me some clarity. That's what you get.
Gotcha.
Cool. Mo, you walk over to Millie, who is spacing out with the computer in their lap.
What are you getting?
Sorry. Ezra was frustrated and was going to meet someone. And they're saying this, and they're like lifting the laptop up to my. I didn't look into it. It's you can do that.
I hate these damn things. Okay. Tap at it.
All right, cool. So you open it. I would say investigate a mystery for me, please.
Hi.
To see how much you know about computers and those darn technologies.
Oh, a lot apparently.
Cool.
12.
Awesome.
Oh, excuse me, 11.
Got 11. All right, so you hold 2. Ask 2 of those questions, or ask 2 of those questions from what you can tell us so far.
Okay. I'll do what is being concealed here.
Good choice.
And I'll do I guess I'll do what sort of creature it is. I guess from the vibe that Millie got, he doesn't know. But if he had like a guess or like a list of things it could be, that would be good.
Okay, so I will start with what's being concealed here. So you pull up a missing persons article, like you see like his search, like, like several tabs are open. This is the one thing that he sucks at when it comes to like organization, and it's like organizing his goddamn tabs. So you are
He's valid.
Very valid, like very relatable. So you see the missing person article is for Willow Weaver. This person has been missing for almost 3 weeks. So around the time of the disturbance. That's the first happening of confusion, right? As was said before. She was the medical examiner in the town. And it like that's a very odd type of person to go missing. Like she was leaving her work, like took her car, no one's ever hasn't seen her since. So there's that. But what you can get is from there is that like there's a contact phone number for their spouse, which is Rose Riddle, who is a grief counselor and has been constantly searching for her spouse ever since. So it looks like there might have been a lot of notes taken about that. And that might be something to look into. The other thing that I will give you in terms of conceal, because like there's a couple of things that you're able to like look through there. There's 2 people that have died recently, and those are pulled up. One of them is a retired doctor, and another one is a like I wouldn't say like another person that dedicated their time to just volunteer work. It seems like so it didn't look like he had a job, but it was mostly just like reformed and dedicating his life to people is what they were saying. So those 2 people, but you're not sure why these are pulled up yet. There might be more information on his computer, but it is messy. So like it is one of those things where like maybe in terms of like what kind of monster was it? Was that the question?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of tabs open about what it could be. He was heavily starting to lean towards it being infernal. But he just nothing seemed to fit right. So he was kind of thinking of some sort of like a crossroads demon of some sort. Maybe someone summoned something like that forward to ask for something. But he's pulling up a lot of demons that could have been summoned to do something for someone. But it just seemed like there's a lot pulled up here that may or may not fit. So yeah, like it seems that like that might be what he thought it was. But in the history of Ezra that he tends to be a bit more like funneled about like, oh, it's this because these things match up, blah 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 blah. But the fact that he was uncertain is kind of concerning a little bit. So you can get the vibe of like he's worried that he doesn't know essentially. But he's like definitely has to be a demon, definitely. Yeah. Is the vibe.
Sounds like he's thinking demonic, infernal. What do you think?
Vibes with what I've seen in the books. Need salt.
It's weird he doesn't know. He spent, 5 days here? And he still doesn't know?
I mean, trying to catalog all these different types of demons, it could take a while.
Yeah, but it's Ezra.
And a demon is a demon. It should have been one and done.
Well, we got a couple leads here. I got a missing person, and I got 2 dead folks. There's a couple places we can go. We can check out this missing person's spouse. Rose Riddle is her name, or we can talk to these. I guess visit the cemetery and figure out who died and why.
Cordelia, is there anything you wanted to do now? Like all this information is like kind of coming up and summarizing.
Can I get a sort of empathy read off of Keisha?
Yes, you can. So roll weird. Let me like look at your thing.
That is an 11.
Everyone's doing so well. This is great. All right. So let's see. So on a 10, you get a clear impression. So you see Keisha pacing. She doesn't look like on the surface, she looks very similar to Mo in terms of like, like, oh, like I gotta get this, like we gotta like figure out what to do next or whatever. But under all that, there's a heavy amount of worry, like a lot, to a point where like this isn't right. Something bad happened. Something definitely bad happened. And then you get a lot of guilt as well, mostly because like, not like, oh, she did something wrong, just more like, hey, like if I got here sooner, maybe, or like if I wasn't working, because she works at the local bar, which is a hub for people, but also hunters. Like, oh, like if I wasn't working there, but I kind of have to, but man, I should have known, maybe if I should have called, da, 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 da. So like a lot of that feeling is going through, and it's going through very fast. And that's kind of translating into the pacing, but otherwise it just looks like, all right, like I'm just waiting for a call. I'm just waiting for a call from the core about something. So yeah, like she's not doing terribly well. She is worried, like you all are, about Ezra. And wishing that she could have done something, but she just doesn't know what it could have been, because how could she have known?
Keisha,
Yes. Yeah.
I know that this is easier said than done, but survivor's guilt is not a fun habit. Not that I'd actually call it that, but we're here. We will get to the bottom of this, I promise.
Yeah. I'm just hoping that like maybe we can get another hunter out here and we can do a search. Like I was gonna go down to the police station and report him missing, but you know how that goes with hunter stuff. They tend to like ask a lot of questions, all that stuff. So okay, yeah, you're right. Well, what did y'all get? What are y'all planning on doing?
These folks who died, did you know
Yeah, deaths don't happen this often, so I'm assuming that's what he was looking into, right? Well, they're both really good people. Like that's like my understanding. One of them was older though, like 60s, 70s, I would say, and a doctor, did a lot of good work for people in the city and just wanted to like retire out here, Um, and died in her sleep. That's what it looked like. So that seemed fine. And but the her name was Gwen, if I remember correctly. And then the other guy, like he was just like always in soup kitchens and like kind of traveling and helping people. I don't know where he gets all that money from, but like I'm assuming that like there's a reason for it. But he passed away going on a jog. He was as healthy as they come though. So like he was only like late 30s. Herman, if I remember correctly. Like really nice guy. Looked like he was like turning over a new leaf, like, like got a new lease on life kind of situation.
What do you mean by that? What changed?
What do you mean?
Got a new lease on life. What was he like before?
Well, we don't know where he came from. Like he just kind of came here. It could be like something bad happened in his life and decided that he wanted to help people. Like, cause that's all he's doing. That's all he was doing. Helping. But yeah, like it's just weird. Like it became weird with Herman, to be honest. And that's what Ezra was kind of starting to look into.
where was he looking for that? Do you know?
Well, he was going down to the police station talking to that detective. There was one, and then he was looking into the missing person, Willow, as well. He was probably on his computer looking for like stuff about those missing people, but well, not missing people, sorry, like those people that passed away. But it looked like normal causes, to be honest. If you want to look at more, he was probably also looking at the where Willow worked. There's someone that's temporarily taking her spot there. I don't remember what his name is though. But there's that too. If you want to check that out.
Got a lot of things to check out.
Yeah. Mo, your phone rings. It is an unknown number.
Oh. Huh. Hello?
Hi. Who's this?
Mo Jackson. Who's this?
So this is the correct contact in the phone. So hi. This is Detective Damien Lucas. I got this as a last call from this phone number, from a phone that was found on, found at a scene.
At a scene. What do you mean?
If it's possible, is it possible for you, Mo Jackson, to come down to the station? I can give you the address.
Tell me why first.
I'd rather you come down and we can have that discussion.
Whose phone is it?
A private investigator named Ezra. Just came down to the town not that long ago.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll be there in 10.
All right. And he gives you the address to the police station.
Y'all stay here. I got something to check out at the police station.
With all these missing people, is splitting up really the best idea?
Not at all. That's why I want y'all here.
What are we going to do here? And what are you going to do all alone? That just doesn't work out that way.
Keisha speaks up. I'd rather you don't split up right now.
Didn't one of the people work at the morgue? I'd imagine that'd be near the police station, if not in it.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing, we could pursue that if you don't want us with you. At least we're in the same area.
Yeah, if y'all stick together and you stay in contact, you do that. Keisha, you can come with me if you want. You know this detective, right? What's his name? Damien something.
Yeah, Damon Lucas. Nice guy, just poking his nose around the bar because suspicious.
Yeah, well, I got some suspicious characters of my own on my team. I don't want them anywhere near no detective, so.
Fair enough. All right. So are you going to be dropping them off at the coroner's office?
I guess I'll drop them off at the corner office. Y'all stay safe now. Keep in contact.
All right. So what we're going to do, because you're splitting up, Mo and Keisha, we'll go second. Megan, Cordelia, Millie, you're going to be dropped off at the coroner's office. It's like right down the street. If we go to the map, let's see. All right, go to the map. Coroner's office is number 3. And let's see, in the police departments too. So it's a decent walk from like where it is. Like it's like a few blocks away is the best way to put it. Like a 10-minute walk without a car. So yeah. So we're going to start at the coroner's office. When you go there, it's pretty quiet. There is a receptionist that greets you there. And she's like, "Oh, can I help you? Is there something wrong?" Yep.
Above game. How is Cordelia? What's she
Oh, in
doing?
terms of Cordelia, you look solid, right? To
I was actually going to ask if I could look even less solid, just go invisible. Sort of.
oh yeah, dope. So what you're gonna do with that? You're gonna roll use magic to become invisible. By all means, give it a try. Let's see how that goes.
13.
13. Look at you. So you don't have to do a glitch, which would have been great to see how that would turn out. But yeah, so you go invisible and you are just floating there next to, so it's just Megan and Millie. So the receptionist is like, all right, yeah, like, are you here to identify someone or like, or talk to someone or?
Are you new here?
No, we just don't, people don't just kind of come to the, the coroner's office to just kind of have a chat. So are you here to identify someone? Or are you here to talk to the medical examiner?
Megan kind of looks at Millie.
Millie looks at Megan.
Okay, so out of character. So the person who died was medical examiner, right? Or
one of the medical examiners, the main medical examiner went missing, which is Willow. There
Willow's
is
the medical examiner, okay.
There's like someone that run like that's the boss essentially that has stepped in, that is there somewhere.
Here to identify a body.
You're here to identify a body?
Yeah.
Okay. Come this way. I would say that like actually roll just a general sharp for me, either one of you.
Oh boy.
8 and
13.
well, fuck. Okay, so as Keisha has said before, and it's kind of the vibe of the town, it's not normal that someone's dead. And 2 people have already died not that long ago, and there's a body in there, and you're not sure who that is.
No, but Megan was curious.
Okay. So you're here to identify a body. Can I get your names? I gotta log you at the very least. Like random people can't come in and just identify bodies, or ID.
Jane Jackson.
Okay. She just like stares at you like Jane Jackson. All right. And you?
Cole Shaw.
Cole Shaw. Okay. All right. Right. So yeah, come this way. And she leads you down the hallway to a morgue essentially. So it's like all the way down at the other end of the hallway, and it's like obviously as you get closer there, it gets exceedingly colder. Millie, your sight is going off a little bit, and you can kind of see like a ghost, it's not like, it looks like a ghost of someone that has died not that long, like a very long time ago. So it's like someone that's like kind of has nothing to do with the curtain event, and they're just kind of looking at you like the fuck, so like because you're like looking at them, but you start getting a sense of familiarity about something in the room you're getting ready to walk into. You're not sure what it is yet, but you're starting to get a weird sense about that. So you walk in. There is someone there already, dressed in a lab coat. It's a gentleman, tall blonde hair, wearing like a mask essentially. And he looks up and he's like, Jesse, like, are people coming to see something? Like, I didn't expect anyone to come down here yet. I'm still examining. And he kind of like quickly pulls up the sheet over whoever he was like looking at.
Do we see anything before he pulls it up?
1 second. Roll investigate a mystery for me. One of you, only one of
Oh
you can
no.
do that.
Okay.
Oh, I think we both rolled it.
No, I didn't roll it.
Oh, you
Well,
didn't roll it?
just-
Okay.
it's-
Mine was an 8.
Okay, you get one hold.
My question is, what is being concealed here?
It's a great question to ask. Okay, so you see. Hold on. Just as like the bed sheet's getting pulled up, you see broken glasses. And they look very familiar.
Both of us or just Megan?
Just Megan. Millie's probably focusing on the guy that's like pulling up the bed sheet. Well, Megan's like sees
Did she-
those.
So she knows who they are, like
They
enough
look
to.
familiar. They look very familiar.
Does she know who they look familiar from?
Mm-hmm.
Or
Oh,
okay, yeah. She's gonna be like, okay, never mind, wrong room, but she's gonna pull away Millie.
Okay. Okay. I mean, like you just came in and then you're leaving. Like, I'm confused. Like, are you here to identify someone? I just didn't get the call. That's all to like bring anyone in.
Yes, I am. Millie, could you wait outside?
It's cold, but okay. And they just like amble on out.
Like Millie Cole, like are you here to identify someone? Is this family, or is it like we just bought them in this morning, so I didn't even start examining it. Did you want to?
Yeah, word spreads quick around a small town.
I also have never seen you before, so I don't know how you would have, but your name again?
Jane Jackson.
Jane Jackson. Also making a similar face to like like the receptionist, like, right, okay. He's like, all right, so come on over, and he like motions you to the other side of the slab, essentially, and he takes the other side, and he's like, okay, I'm in advance if this is someone you do know. I'm very, very sorry. And he like takes the sheet and he pulls it up. And what you end up seeing is a very pale, very familiar looking face. It looks like Ezra. It is Ezra. Very different to see him without his glasses on. He looks like he's just sleeping. The main difference here is that like his hair looks different. He has like dark black hair normally, but like it's now peppered with like white hair. Peppered with it. But he
Okay.
still looks the same, like nothing different about his face or anything like that, just his hair. Doesn't look like trauma or anything.
Yes, I know him.
I'm so sorry. Do you know who it was? Like, I didn't know him. The police officer did. The detective.
He's
but-
been investigating the area.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I'm sorry for your loss, but I have some personal effects of his. But like the rest is at the police station. If you want those, like I can give it to you, Jane. And he like gives you a look. But he's like, so did you want the personal effects?
Yes.
All right. So he goes over to like so he's gonna go over to like the like his desk. So there's like a bin or like a box that's already like open but not closed yet. And he dips in and pulls out a wallet. And it looks like he's like thinking of getting something else out of the box, but then like thinks better of. He's like, actually, that one might need to go back to the police officer as well. But here's his wallet. Cordelia, did you want to do something?
I wanted to try and sneak whatever else he was not gonna grab.
Yeah, okay. So like, so Waller's like, so he's gonna like, I'll like go to you in a second on that one, but he's gonna go over to you, give you the wallet, as well as there was like something else like that he handed. He's like, I don't know what it is, but like it looked really cute, I guess. I don't know if it was for something or someone. And like you see this like cute little, like it looks like a keychain, and it's like it has a star on it, and it says Polaris over it, and it looks brand new, like he probably just bought it from a gift shop. But it's like, I don't know what it was, but it looked like he just got it. So here, and he gives you the wallet.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
I need to go speak with Cole.
Okay. And while you do that, Cordelia, you're trying to sneak what else is in there. You see like a journal in there. It's his journal, like his notes. But it looks like it hasn't really been looked at yet. And he was probably like second guessing because he wasn't sure like if anyone had actually like looked at it yet, and was planning on probably giving it to the police officer. Are you going to try to take it?
I think I'm gonna try and wait until they're back in the room, and then like both of them are back in the room if they both come back, or at least one of them. Sorry, and just use the distraction of them coming back in to swipe it.
Okay. If this helps, he is like when Megan leaves or Jane leaves, like he's like going over to the body and like pulling the bed sheet over. So his back is to you if you wanted to try to do something.
Then yeah, sure, I'll swipe it.
All right, cool. You do that. There's nothing you have to do about that. So are you going to go through the door with this book, or like what?
I'm going to stay out of sight, and then once they come back in, I'm going to use the door opening and just like scoot on out.
All right, cool. We're gonna go to actually I'm like trying to see if I want to change scenes or not. I'll say Megan go to Millie, and then we'll change scenes.
You should sit down.
Oh, why? What's wrong?
Sit down, and then I'll tell you.
I've done a lot of pretending today. And if you're going to tell me what I think you're going to tell me, just don't say it.
She hands them the wallet.
Okay. You technically didn't say it. Okay. And they take it.
Do they do hugs? Are they a hug person?
Mm-hmm.
Megan gives them a hug.
They're kind of stiff bored at the moment, but they don't like fight it.
Are you going to open that wallet? You're going to take a moment and just come to that reality right now.
Yeah, you're just going to let the reality sink in.
Okay. I will say that once you do touch the wallet, your sight does activate. You do not get a very pleasant feeling from it at all. But you do not want to dive into it either. But you know that there's something or some impression on that wallet of some sort. All right. With that, we're going to go over to Mo and Keisha as they pull up to the police station. Parked, you're walking up.
God, I hate places like these.
You're telling me. You both walk up. There's another receptionist there. And she's like, oh, hey, I and this one is brand new, so she's a baby. She's like, oh, hey, welcome. The detective told me you was expecting someone. If you could just take a seat over here. He's talking to someone right now. So just hang tight 5 minutes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And as you take a seat, I would say, Mo, could you do a general sharp roll for me, please?
8.
8. You said 8?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. As Keisha takes a seat, and you're probably consider doing the same thing, but you're like torn between pacing and waiting. You kind of see like it's not that busy in the police station. Like everyone's kind of like at their desk looking at papers, whatever. There is like a little bit of like I wouldn't say disturbance, I would say, but it seems like this is a little odd. Like there's like that area normally that like it's not an interrogation room, it's like a conference room. Let people kind of take people to let people know about something, or like inform them about something, or whatever it might be, or ask questions, but not in a was a perp way, essentially. You see like 2 shadows in there. And you can kind of hear them talking. One of them sounds very like worried, and another one sounds like trying to console, essentially. As you probably take a seat, though, that's happening. And some time passes, 5 minutes kind of come and go. And then you see that door open, and you see a tall man step out, dark skin, has a scar over his right eye, shaved sides of his head, curly hair in the front, built, and he is carrying himself very much like a detective, a cop, that's on a mission. He kind of seems a little out of place, to be honest, for the rest of this. 1 second. For the rest of this area. Oopsie. Trying to there we go. For this area, everyone else is kind of casual, but he looks like he just stepped out of like a New York City subway station kind of situation. So it looks like he might be more city focused. Then he steps out, and a woman steps out beside him, that looks kind of like just kind of not stoic, but just kind of holding herself. Just kind of self-soothing is the best way to put it. And he walks over to a desk and sits her down and kind of says something to her before he straightens up and looks in your direction, and then kind of tilts his head before walking over to you. It's like, hey, Damien, Lucas, nice to meet you both. Keisha, how are you doing? Keisha just gives him a stone face at that. And he's like, yeah. Good to know. And you are Mo, correct?
Mo Jackson.
Yeah. So if you would follow me into conference room, glad you're able to make it. Please. And he leads you into the conference room. You can take a seat.
Is Keisha coming, or is it just me?
Do you want Keisha to come with you? She'll respect whatever you want to do. So
I think Mo expects her to come. So yeah.
Okay. So you just jerk your head, and then Keisha just follows you. Okay. So you both go in. Both sit down on one side of the table. He sits on the other. It just seems very casual, open, obviously not questioning anything. There's a folder on the folder on the desk or the table, as well as a phone, and it looks like a very familiar phone. It looks like Ezra's phone. Actually, you can tell because the case is not a great case. It's kind of like he dropped it several times, and that it seemed like it didn't do its job, because the screen it looks kind of cracked, but normal cracked. He's had this on for a while, and it's an old, not great case that he's using for that, and it's a dark blue. You notice it as you take a seat, and he folds his finger, he folds his hands over the desk and looks at both of you. So why I brought you down here? So we had someone come to town that was a private investigator, my understanding, and looking into some curious happenings in our town. And well, this morning, not that long after, I'm assuming, I called you, let's say like 2 hours, 3 hours, a body was found. And he like kind of touches the folder. He's like, and I have a picture of that person, and I want to make sure before anything else that you can identify them, because your name was in his phone since you answered the call. And he like pushes the folder forward, like kind of writes it so that like when you open it, you won't have to like fuss around. And he kind of waits for you to open it.
I rip it off like a band-aid.
So you just like grab it and then whoop, essentially.
Flip it open.
You see Ezra with his eyes closed. That picture that you never wanted to see kind of situation, like someone's body on a slab. Cold. No glasses. Hair is partially white, but normally black hair. He looks like he's just sleeping. That's Ezra.
That's him.
I'm sorry. I didn't know him long, but he seemed like a good kid.
He was. What happened?
Well, that's what we're trying to fucking figure out, actually. We found him at the cemetery, like around the walking path going into the park, I guess. Like there's like a walking path going into one of the regional parks there. And it would have looked normal, like he kind of fell or suddenly passed away. And that's what the coroner's probably going to say too. If the fact that he didn't like empty his entire clip that he had. So suddenly dying, kind of dropping dead, but firing your entire round isn't really how sudden deaths work, if you know what I mean. I know you probably don't have answers. It looks like you just might have come into town, right? Like kind of like looking for a confirmation.
Yeah, we got in town earlier. I don't know what time of day is it.
It's like more like I would say early afternoon. So like let's say 10 or 11. Like you drove all morning and the body was probably found, you said like 3 hours before you called. So let's say like 8. They found it.
Yeah, we got into town noonish, a little before.
Okay. So I don't know what's going on. This is the first death so far. I can tell that like looks a little off, more than a little off. I have his phone here. We're trying to, we don't really have a tech department here, but what we can tell so far is that it looks like he sent something to someone not that long ago, but a lot of it's encrypted, which is interesting for, I guess a PI would do something like that, I guess, but it's some encryption. Well, I'll tell you that.
Oh, he was good at what he did,
I guess. Like PI from like Philly, so like it's kind of no, actually. Like as a police officer, I do not encrypt my phone like this to this degree. Like I would say Mo as well, like that. This is Sade, sorry. I would say also that like like normally PI wouldn't do this much like encryption unless like they were like seriously paranoid, which I guess you could argue Ezra was kind of paranoid, but it's to a point where like the only thing you can get in contact with is like the favorites of the contact list, which are y'all. Can't open anything else. Everything else needs a password. That's how he set up. You know that. So he's like, this is Fort Knox. This is a weird phone. I'm just gonna say that. But yeah, like we can't, like, I'm assuming that his wallet's with the coroner's office at the moment. There was some other stuff that was on his person that we haven't been able to look into yet, but
what other stuff? Was a journal there?
A book was there, yes.
Okay.
Didn't look at it yet. We were gonna get scans, but it was gibberish, so we didn't know if it was important or not yet. Might have actually called someone like a specialist or something to read it, but it didn't look like a normal chicken scratch. It looked like different language of some sort. So we don't know.
It's fine. My team's worked and stuff like this. We can figure it out.
I'm sorry, your team, what now?
My team, yeah.
Of private investigators?
Yeah.
That's not really my understanding of how private investigators work. So like, do you work for a police department?
No, we got our own company set up.
What's your company name?
Jackson's.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Am I being interrogated right now?
No, not at all. Like, just
you got a problem with private investigators?
I have no problems with private investigators.
Know a lot of cops who do.
Not at all. No, I moved out here for to be a little quieter than a normal police department, I guess, and that is not what I'm getting right now. It's more a kid's dead that just came here to try to help, is what I understand, and he was fighting something that ended up stopping his heart.
I'm well aware of how death works. Thank you.
So I apologize if I'm coming off that I'm interrogating you, but he came as a private investigator and he said he was alone.
He shouldn't have been.
Okay.
Is that all?
I'll tell you what I know if you tell me what you know.
I'm sorry. Did you say he's at the coroner's office?
Yes.
Shit, I gotta go.
What? Why?
I gotta go. I'm gonna be in contact with you later, Damien, right? Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Okay. he doesn't have grounds to hold you at all. So
no, he don't. He really don't. I know my rights. I know my rights, sir. I'm out of here.
All right. So Keisha, who's been quiet this entire time, like, because probably feeling some things, literally like saying like, oh, fuck yeah. Okay. And she gets up after you. And as you walk out, you notice the girl that he like let out, that's sitting, like, look up at you suddenly because you burst through that door. And she looks very shaken. But it looks like she was crying, essentially. As she watches y'all leave. Did you want to do anything with that, or are you just gonna head out to the coroner's office?
I'm gonna just head out. I'm too concerned about my team finding Ezra's body.
Okay. So then you head to the coroner's office. We're gonna go back to the coroner's office now. So are we, Cordelia, you're waiting for Megan and Millie to come back into the room. Megan and Millie, what are y'all doing? Are you gonna go back to the room or do something else?
Do you want to see? Okay. Does Megan know where Cordelia is?
No, but if you want to roll something for it, you can try to see if you see something.
Yeah.
Or Millie can look because
Site. I have no idea where Cordelia's at.
okay.
Well, if it's weird, I might actually know where Cordelia. I have a 7 if it's a weird.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, it would be it would be real weird if you want to see. It would be kind of use magic, I guess, is the best way to put it. But you don't have sight naturally, essentially.
Not wrong.
So you're both gonna stay out there.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Megan, you feel a weird urge all of a sudden to go to the bathroom. And not because you need to pee. You just feel like something's calling you in the bathroom.
Does she have any idea what it is?
You probably have an idea what it is. It starts as like a slow, like it feels like fingernails in the back of your head kind of situation, like kind of come hither.
She's gonna try her longest to not go, but I'm gonna guess eventually she has to go.
Yeah, so it's like someone, like clearly your hair's not moving, but it feels like someone originally like kind of like scratching at the back of your scalp with the tips of their fingers, and then it feels like, come on, come.
Yeah, she'll go eventually.
Okay,
I'll be right back, Cole.
This is like, so you just like hard stop, like go to the bathroom,
just like later.
Stop hugging you. All right, I'm going to the bathroom. Like, so okay. So you do that. You go to the bathroom. And there's like it's one of those things. It's like, it's if you like walk down the hallway, let's say it's closer to like where you entered essentially. Whereas like the morgue is like all the way at the back of the hallway. And you enter, and there's like a standard bathroom, right? Like there's like 5 stalls, there's 5 mirrors, and what you see oddly is one of those mirrors looks foggy for no reason. Like it just looks like, oh, like it looks like someone blew on the entire the entire mirror. And then you hear tap 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 on the other side of one of those mirrors.
L.
Yes.
You called?
Yeah, can you come over here so I can see you, please?
She'll kind of reluctantly go over.
And then you see on the other end of the mirror, because it's not your reflection, you see a beautiful woman with long black hair, 2 blue eyes. It's just too brilliant blue to a point where it's extremely uncomfortable to look at, and very pale skin. And she's like looking at you, and she's like kind of arms crossed, like not really like any particular expression, just kind of like waiting for you to approach. And she's like, haven't heard from you in a while. Did you get my dagger?
No, I'm still looking for it.
Okay. You know you have about like 3 more months, right?
I did not know that's how little time it was, but I will get it to you within 3 months.
I don't know what's up with mortals and not knowing the passage of time, but that seems like that's a really important thing. You have clocks, you have calendars, you have all these things to help track time. It's interesting. And somehow you forgot.
A friend went missing. I had to come drop everything, try and take care of it.
Interesting. Well, I didn't come here to find out exactly where my dagger is. And she kind of just like stares at you, like no, like pointedly saying, knowing exactly
Clearly
where
knows where it is.
And she's like, I'm also calling in that favor that you gave me.
Oh?
Yeah. Did you forget that there was a favor along with that?
How could you let me?
Exactly. So, calling in a favor from a friend, someone that is on my side desperate, looking for someone that they lost. I'm hoping you can help me find them. You're in the right place.
Gonna need a little bit more information, Al. I'm sorry.
Looking for someone named Willow. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
Sounds like a lot of people are looking for this Willow.
Oh, so you do have information about this Willow.
I know what the people are looking for. That's about all I know.
All right. Well, this is me calling in my favor, and let's not beat around the bush, huh? Can you find Willow Weaver for me and report to Rose Riddle about her?
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, but I'm not a human, right? Like, I feel like that's a little obvious.
I have no idea what gave it away. Gestures towards the mirror.
I wouldn't know either. There's sometimes I'm worried or concerned about you not knowing what's exactly going on exactly here. You not knowing what time is, as well as, dealing with beings like me who don't even know what I am, I don't think.
I mean, do I need to?
You might need
These
to,
all
yeah.
seem like technicalities.
You live on the edge dangerously, don't you, dear? Anyway, just find Willow and help and tell Rose where it is. Rose Riddle. Can you do that for me?
Yeah.
And then your favor is done, and all you have to do is give me that dagger. Wherever it is.
3 months.
3 months. Oh, by the way, if you did find it, just saying, and you used it in any capacity, it's not meant for mortal hands, right?
I haven't seen it yet, so no, I don't know.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Love to know that. Thanks, Megan.
Yeah,
We'll be in touch.
I'm sure.
And then she waves her hand, and then the mirror goes back to normal. And I think with that, we will be taking our break. Yeah. All right, cool. Stay tuned, everyone. and welcome back. As Megan went off to suddenly go to the bathroom, leaving Millie in the hallway, Cordelia, you are left in the coroner's office. You're holding the journal, and you see the coroner just kind of like draped it back over, but then goes back over to his desk. And he's going through files, essentially, probably going back to where you are actually, because that's the desk where it is. He didn't look in the box, but he's going back to his note taking about the files, probably having to do with Ezra. So we got a couple of options here of what you want to do.
Can I just sort of look over his shoulder and sort of investigate mysteries, just suss out like what he's looking at?
So roll for me.
Is that plus sharp?
Yeah, it's plus sharp.
That is 10.
Cool. So you hold 2. What questions are you asking right now? Also, don't feel like some of these questions are like monster specific. So if like you want to feel like if you're not sure how to word something, you can also just like say it and I'll like try to see what fits.
Can I try and find out where it was going to go in terms of like if they could suss out where Ezra was coming from or going to, or?
Okay, so like what you could tell, because like there's also like probably clothes, like his clothes, like is it like in a bag or something like that, in the box. Based off of also like where you came from, like his like the cabin, right, where like he was gonna go off and probably either go to the ritual site, which he believed was wait, actually, who did anyone like share that information before I say that? I'm sorry. Like in terms of someone did research into he was going to a ritual site.
I think we knew that he was going to the cemetery.
Yeah, you did know he was
and
going
that's
to
where
the
he was found.
Okay, yes. So he was going to go to the cemetery. His body was found in the cemetery near the path. So his clothing
I
kind of
think only Mo knows that he was found in the cemetery.
Only you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not there yet.
Sorry.
No,
So
you're good. I just wanted to catch you.
Rewinding a little bit. All right. So then based off of that information, Cordelia, you can tell probably just perhaps just because you're a ghost as well. There's a lot of necrotic energy on him, is the best way to put it. And on top of that, it looks like his clothing look a little dirty, like probably he was, but not like torn or anything like that, just like dirty, like he fell or like fell into the dirt or something like that. And he was either in like a wooded area or like in an area where there's a lot of dead people, so you could probably put 2 and 2 together, that like he was at a graveyards that from your history, is a lot of energy could be used for energy for ritual, definitely. So that's probably where he went and where he was probably found. You have one more question.
Is there anything being concealed here? Is there anything that this coroner didn't tell us, or?
Okay, so what you see is, because he didn't go into the specifics about how he died, he's a little stumped. So like as well, because of the fact that he looks like a very young man. He looks he's like 35 to 30, like 35 years old, 36. And his hair is white. And he's confused by that, but also like cause of death. There's a question mark there. Like he's probably going to rewrite this like folder already, but this is like his note taking about it for now. Heart failure? Question mark. Aneurysm, like, because he's like listing things that could cause sudden death is the best way to put it. But he's like, but he notes that there's no trauma on the outside, there's no like blood loss, there's no anything that would clearly indicate death. essentially, that like, oh yeah, like loss of blood, oh yeah, like blunt force trauma, oh no, just these, like it's one of these things, and I have to like do more research to find out what. Let's see, I feel like there would be one other thing concealed here. Actually, I'm gonna have you roll something. Can you roll your empathy for me?
That is a 8.
Get it. All right. So 8. What do you get with 8? Hold on. You get. Okay, so it's a mixed success. You gain a hazy impression of their current emotional state. You get a sense of worry, concern, not because of like obviously, yeah, this young man is dead and there's no reason for it, but more like, oh shit, oh fuck, oh this can't be good, oh will someone find me out? That's the impression, but that could mean a lot of things. So it feels kind of like, oh no, I'm gonna get caught kind of thing is the feeling that you get from this person.
Gotcha. Can I try and do one last thing? Is there any way that I could make this book intangible with me?
Oh,
just-
I got, I mean, did you grab it already? Or
The book, the notebook, yes.
so it's just floating in air right now? I just assumed that like it would, like you, like once you grabbed it, because you rolled to become invisible. So like that's how I saw it. Like it's a part of you now.
Okay, I wasn't sure, and so I was scared that it was floating in midair with.
It's either he's just not paying attention to this floating book, like just. But no, I'll say that like because I think you rolled very well anyway. I think like you got like a 13 or 12. Like it was, you got a pretty high score. You're fine. Like it's okay. I'll let you do that. I will allow this. Okay. Anything else besides the book that you want to do? Like you see Ezra's body draped over there.
I think that she is. I think morbid curiosity is just going to get the best of her, and yeah, she's just going to take a look.
Okay. So he's not looking, like the coroner is not looking, but you are able to pull the sheet back, and you see that he just looks like he's sleeping, kind of similar to what they said, like no trauma or anything like that. Looks like he just suddenly fell and died. Looks like he'll wake up at any time. Let's see. Give me a moment. Can you just roll a general? You know what? Actually, can you roll weird for me? Just general weird.
That is a 9.
Okay. You get an impression or a weird feeling from his body. Jesus Christ. Okay. This should be on do not disturb. I am so sorry, everyone. But you get a sudden feeling, essentially, that there's something off about the body. Like there's nothing that visually looks off, but you get a weird energy, essentially, from him. You might not be able to figure out, like you might not be able to like look into it more, like you might have to do your own kind of magic, but you think that Millie might be able to like see something, but you're not sure if you want to ask Millie because that like Ezra was their cousin. So
yeah, no, unless there's any sort of way that I could feasibly tell, like, I guess if his life force is intact or like whether it was at the end.
Yeah, well, you got a what? You got a 9 or 8?
It was a 9. Yeah.
Okay. You feel like the best way to put it is like clearly this is before his time. It feels like his soul got cut from his body. Like it feels like that. You can't see it, but like it feels like it's suddenly just gone.
Gotcha. I'm just gonna pull the sheet back over and leave.
But all right. So with that said, Mo, you probably like suddenly park in front of the coroner's office. You're also like breaking laws again to like get to your crew here. No one stopped you, don't worry. And you and Keisha, you run, but Keisha like follows you, but is kind of out of it too, essentially. And you go through to like the receptionist, and the receptionist goes up to you, Jesse. She's like, "Oh God, okay, what's good?" Like, like,
Have you seen a group of people come in here recently?
Yeah, Jane and Cole are their names, I believe. Like,
Jane Cole?
yeah, they came to identify a body.
Shit.
Uh,
Where are they at? Do you know?
they're back there. They haven't come out yet, so I'm assuming.
Can I go back there?
Your name, please?
Jackson. Mo Jackson.
Okay, Mo Jackson. And like she notes that. All right, go ahead. And you, and then she's like, oh, I know you, Keisha. Okay, like, I'm sorry. If you know them, and Keisha just kind of
Race right by her.
Yeah, exactly. And like, it's okay. So Keisha like nods and then follows you as well. And you see Megan and Millie in the hallway.
How they look?
How do y'all look?
Like the deceased, Millie looks like the light's been sucked out of him. Just kind of eyes on the floor, thumbing the wallet, not necessarily like trying to siphon any energy out of it, but just like trying to find comfort knowing that that was Ezra's, and it's just trying to keep that awful feeling from getting worse.
Megan looks a little shifty and anxious, I'd say. Like not really upset, but her eyes keep like darting from like the morgue to like the bathroom and back to the morgue. And she's probably pacing a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go to Millie first. I'll kneel in front of them, just kind of try to catch their eyes like, hey.
Hey.
I didn't think.
Look, we don't have to. I'd rather not talk about it, okay? If we
You don't
can
gotta talk about it.
get
Just
everyone.
Where's Cordelia?
With that, I will sort of let go of the book at the towards the edge of if you're like sitting on a bench or something in the hallway, so it just looks like it like fell off.
Cordelia, you can't be doing shit like that in public. I'll pick it up.
Oh yes, and it's much more normal that you're just shouting for a name that isn't there.
Point taken. We gotta go. Come on, we gotta get back to the cabin. We can't talk here.
Go ahead, Megan.
Go ahead, Chad.
No, go, Megan.
We might want to ask the medical examiner for more information before we go.
You think you're up to that?
I can do that.
That's not what I asked. Are you up for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll ask some questions about the other missing people too.
Okay. Megan's doing that. Millie. Two things. Megan's acting weird. You know it. They suddenly went to the bathroom after, like, clearly you're not well, like everyone's not doing too well. And on top of that, when they came back, they're acting a little shifty. They keep on looking at the bathroom. Like, you don't look back at where you went to the bathroom. It's kind of odd. You're in the back of your head. You feel like this voice, like you're not sure if it's yours. You're not sure where it's coming from, and it's like whispering, like just like wisps of whispers, barely even words, but you understand what it's saying. And it says, clearly she's hiding something. Clearly. This is not the time.
And they grimace, and like at their side, their left ring finger starts twitching, and they try to like ball their hand into a fist, but it's still like wiggling underneath their thumb, and they're not gonna look at Megan, but their eyes still kind of like dart every other second in her direction.
The voice is going to continue and going to say,
take an inhale. Oh, they're just trying to like regulate.
I see. The voice continues. If you open your eyes, there might be something to find there.
No, it's not the time. It's not the time. It's not the time for anything. And they think they're like thinking this, but they're saying that out loud.
Mo is still there. Just like,
yeah, of course.
You're right. It's not the time.
It's not the time. But you have to find out. If you don't, I won't be able to help you anymore.
I'll find out later. And then they physically turn.
Okay. So, sorry for bothering you there for a minute, Millie. So Megan, you're gonna go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go talk to a medical examiner and be like, I had to tell his cousin, but I do have a few questions. What exactly happened?
Well, and you're talking to the medical examiner, right? Like you went back into the room. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's the thing. Like he just looks like it looks like he just dropped dead, but so far, healthy young man, right? And it, according to the police officer, according to Damien, like he was fighting something, firing at something. And we don't know what that's about, but on paper so far, looks like he just dropped dead.
Haven't there been others recently that have died in town?
He like raises an eyebrow at you, like, well, yeah, like doctor that lived not too far away, I think. She passed away in her sleep. She was an older woman though. And with Harmon, if I remember correctly, new to town, trying a fresh start. Really, really good guy. Was out for a jog and dropped dead too. That was weird, too, but also a little older. So, but this kind of looks over back to Ezra. Like, seems like it's becoming a trend.
Any idea if they're related? I know you said one of them died in her sleep, but the other one just dropping too?
Well, outside of just what, like bad, like that could be anything, poisoning, but there was no poison in toxology report so far, and like outside of like having similar heart conditions or similar aneurysms or other conditions that would cause instant death, which they haven't so far. There's no reason for it. That's the big question right now.
What about the one who went missing? I mean, that
Oh,
also
Willow?
seems like weird timing.
Oh, well, everyone's still looking for her. We don't. Well, still looking for them. We don't know, like, what happened. Like, Willow's. They're a great examiner, and they left here not that long ago, and well, 3 weeks ago, and hasn't been heard from since. How would that have to do with people dropping dead? You like kind of like.
Do people normally go missing here? I mean,
Mm.
it just all seems odd.
It is odd if you're going into the realm of, are you trying to get into like the spooky thing, like the spooky like reasoning, like some people are in this town?
People are doing that? What do
Of
they
course,
say?
like of course they are. Like if like this is a small town, like stuff like this doesn't normally happen. So like if there's no explanation besides like the physical, there has to be something spiritual, right? Something magic happen, like, or sometimes we just have bad luck. That's what it feels like right now. It sucks, but I'm
Is there,
hoping that
I
it's.
mean, there's obviously got to be like a logical explanation, but I do love a good ghost story. What are they saying?
He like rolls his eyes up to the ceiling. It's like, well, some people are saying that like death is coming to people and claiming them essentially. Like, but like for what reason is what they're saying. It was like like someone's like marking people for death. And I'm just like, okay, like what? Like
Is there
that's
like
the
any sign of being marked?
he just like looks at you like, what?
I'm just saying I don't understand why people say that.
Marked?
You said someone was marking people for death. Like, is there like anything that changes about these people that makes people say that?
You see him like look off to the side and like, well, now as you said that, not like, I would say the only one I know of, Herman, was acting a little weird before, like a day before though. Kind of like skittish and nervous, scared, like kind of looking over his shoulder often. And yeah, like, I think he might have went and talked to the detective before too.
Mm.
That's about it. I think he thought that someone was following him, but I don't know. Like that is rumor so far.
Also seems very non-supernatural.
Yeah, totally. Like it seems like, oh yeah, someone's following you and then you die the next day. That's also what got the detective feeling a certain way, I guess. But also now that you mention it, like marked for death. And then he goes over to Ezra. And he kind of looks over his shoulder at you, like he's like, I don't know if you want to see anything.
She kind of nods.
Yeah. And he doesn't pull the sheet all the way back, but he like kind of gingerly grips his under the sheet, pulls out his hand, his arm, and turns it over to show the underside. And then you see like kind of like a black mark of some sort, like right here. And it just looks like a line or like it looks like a black like incision, but of course like it didn't like break skin or anything like that. It looks odd, to be honest. Like it would look like a tattoo, but it doesn't look like it's sitting like a tattoo. So you're not sure what it is.
Has anyone else had anything like that? Is that public knowledge?
No. I don't think we were looking for it before with the doctor, but I think Herman had it too.
Huh. Weird.
Mhm.
Well,
So if it's attributed to poisoning, this could be an indicator. It's just like an odd indicator.
I don't know much about poisons, but I haven't seen anything like that on TV.
No, on TV. Like he like raises an eyebrow, like what, like again, fiction or like science TV?
I mean, like CSI. I'm not a medical examiner. I don't see this stuff.
Okay, whatever. And he like puts his like the arm back under. He's like, so that's all we know so far. Like I'm gonna do a more extensive toxicology report to see if there's anything, but so far it just looks like a young man died and it doesn't match the scene, is my understanding.
Well, I should get back to his cousin.
Yeah. Again,
Thank you for answering questions.
Of course. I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you. He's a good friend.
Yeah.
And she leaves.
Okay. So you all go out you go back to the hallway. And you just all found out that Ezra passed. Keisha's out there with you. Keisha kind of like slowly sinks down to like sit next to Millie. It's like, I'm assuming like a bench or something like that. He's like, well, someone's gonna have to make the call.
I'll do it.
Wait. Yeah. If you don't mind, Mo.
I don't mind.
Okay. Mo, when you look at your phone, I'm assuming you're getting ready to call Theo,
Yes.
right? You see a notification from let's say like you all have like a group chat, and there's like by proxy, there's Theo is in it too. So like whenever they give you updates of what's going on, they'll like send you an update. There's an update from them on behalf of the Arcane Core that something was uploaded from Ezra's phone, assuming at the same time that like it came back online, like I'm assuming like when they were able to turn it back on today, something was sent out as soon as it turned back on, and it's going through processing. You're not sure what it is yet. They'll let you know. It says like notification coming through, scanning for anomalies. We'll update when finished. And you're gonna call Theo?
I'm gonna call Theo.
Okay.
I'll step outside though.
So you're like leaving the coroner's office?
Yeah.
So it's standing in front of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, Mo.
Theo, hey, Ezra's been found.
Is he okay?
No, he's dead.
That's unfortunate. It sounds like he's processing it. Okay. Where is he?
At the coroner's office here in town. He was
Okay.
found in the cemetery. Don't know what happened. I got questions, Theo.
What questions?
Well, for starters, his hair was like streaked with white. You know anything that can cause that?
All right. You get to roll your team move.
Yeah.
So this is a move that I made people. Voice on the phone, Theo. Depending on how Mo rolls, depends on what she gets.
What am I rolling for that?
You are rolling sharp.
Ooh. 8.
Got an 8? Okay.
Yeah.
So with an 8, they don't have enough information or updates like or Reese's, but they'll give you something. It's like, so there's a long pause. Usually with the loss of like change of hair color, usually white, it means fear was induced. A lot of things can cause fear. There is a long list of classifications of entities that could have caused this.
Anything infernal?
Definitely. I would need more information than the state of his body. Do you have any other information besides that?
Not a lot.
I will do searching on my end, but I would need some other form of classification.
Understood.
I will let the Corps know.
Thank you.
I am sorry.
Yeah.
And Theo hangs up. Cool. What are y'all doing inside the corners? Are you leaving?
Yeah, I think Megan's probably going to recommend that we go. She doesn't know where, but she wants to tell people what she learned in the car, not standing in the middle of the hallway.
Okay. So 1 second. Keisha will say like, okay, we can, while Mo's making that call, we can either go back to the cabin. We can we can go to the bar if y'all want to drink, because fuck. She says. Or if you're feeling like you want to get just focus on something, because that's what I feel like I'm doing, like we can go to another area to get more information. So I would really like to know who did this to him.
Cordelia, Millie? Oh, go ahead.
Personally, I think that we should regroup back at the cabin. Perhaps gathering all the knowledge that we have so far will give us our next lead.
Okay.
We want those drinks. Maybe we can pick up a bottle of tequila or something.
All right. Let me a second. All right. So if we go to the Dark Grove Tap Room is where the bar is. It is on the south side of the town. So if we go out and pass Mo, we'll all like shuffle into the large SUV. I'm pretty sure it's big enough for all of you, but there might be like a little bit of a tightness in the back, unless like Cordelia wants to float around in the back seat and give the seat to other people. So you're gonna head there to the tap room. Keisha's gonna go in and get like a couple bottles actually. Are y'all talking in the car while she's doing that?
Yeah, I think Megan. Oh, other people are shaking their heads. I think Megan will kind of just briefly mention what the coroner said, or medical examiner, sorry, said about the black mark on the hands of 2 people that were found.
I'll also share what Damien told me. since I haven't yet.
About the entire clip being emptied out.
Yeah, about the entire clip being emptied,
Um,
being found in the cemetery. Yeah.
Okay.
And also that we are part of Jackson's private investigations. Don't mess that up.
Very important. Extremely
Also,
important.
my name is Jane now. This is Cole. And also, I learned some local legends about what they think's happening too. Or what some people think spooky's happening. They think death has come to claim people.
Death has come to claim people.
It's a rumor.
Why?
It just seems so sudden. And then the medical examiner said the marks, people are marked by death, but also indicated the marks weren't really public knowledge, so might know more than he lets on. Maybe.
Yeah. I gotta talk to that detective again. And shit, there's his phone. I left it at the police station.
When we go back next, I can help you lift it.
Usually I don't condone that, but this is a special case.
When have I asked for your permission?
Never, ever.
Exactly.
We also have Ezra's wallet now.
And his notebook.
Good.
Millie, you get an impression. You're starting to get that urge to that impression off of the wallet again. It's kind of like crying out to like, I need you to feel this is the best way to put it. Like, it's not like I wouldn't say it feels like Ezra's like trying to get your attention, but it feels like whatever last was impressed onto it. Do you open it?
Sure.
Thank you. So you open the wallet, and with your normal human eyes, you first notice that, like, okay, like all this stuff's here. There's something missing immediately that you notice. His ID was missing. He did not say that his ID was missing before with y'all. That might have happened in the 24 hours where he didn't say anything, or like right before, but his ID is missing. And then with your vision, can you roll investigate a mystery for me?
Cool. Big money, no whammies.
Let's hope not.
An 8.
It's okay. So you get one hold.
I guess I'll go with what is being concealed here.
Of course. Yes. We love the question. As soon as like you open your third eye is the best way to put it. That lingering bad feeling that you were getting on the wallet becomes very clear. The last, like, you kind of get an impression of what the space looks like. You can't fully see it. It's again, it feels like if you had a dream and like you woke up from the dream, you slowly forget it over time. It's like that. So you kind of know where this took place. You feel panting, you feel running, you feel fear, a lot of it. And you feel the need to protect someone all of a sudden, save someone, and succeeding in doing that. So like you get the feeling that he was scared, not only it's his fear, he was scared for not only himself, but someone else. And then you get this very clear feeling of, fuck, I was wrong. You're actually going to hear him say that in your head.
And they're gonna echo that.
So like you like really literally repeat it.
Mm-hmm.
You say it loud enough for
Under
us to
breath.
hear?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, y'all can pick up on it if you want. If you got good hearing, like take
I'm in the
it.
front seat, so probably not.
Angston.
What was that, Millie?
I was out of game, just saying, like we Angston. That's where she's at. Well, that's where they're at.
So you communicate that like, oh fuck, like the last like those words, like, oh like
Mhm.
fuck, I was wrong. And do you also tell them that like the feeling of like saving someone, or you just don't know what that is yet? Up to you.
They're gonna keep that to themselves.
Okay.
Like,
Fine. So you get that feeling. Do you also tell them about the missing ID?
yes.
Okay.
They do relay that.
Cool. You all know that it is not common for Ezra to forget things on his person. Normally, like it's one of those things where like I have my wallet. I always put my ID in the same place. Always put my phone in the same pocket. Always put my keys in here. You know, like so it's kind of odd, but it could be that he's running. Maybe it fell out. Who knows? Just as like y'all like that you're relaying this information, feeling those feelings and stuff like that. Keisha comes back out. She grabbed a full bottle of tequila, and a bottle of whiskey as well. And she's going to like slide in. It's like, okay, we're gonna like brainstorm, I guess, back in the cabin, right? How's everyone? Okay, or not the time? Not the time to talk about it. Nope. Okay. Keisha just kind of like puts the seatbelt back on, and y'all head back to the cabin. You go there, you settle in for a little bit, and y'all discuss what happened.
Real quick, on the drive back, could I have done a sort of empathy vibe check on Megan?
Yes. You wanna? We're gonna reverse a little bit. Go back to that. Go for it. Interesting.
That is a bastard 12.
Okay. So you get the clear impression from Megan, like sadness, obviously, like repressed mourning, because there's another emotion that's kind of fighting with it right now, and it is like concern. Would you say fear, Megan?
Probably a little bit. Maybe that she's like in over her head.
Okay, the feeling
I have a feeling.
of like fear, but like in over your head fear, like, oh fuck, like I don't know what to do kind of thing is the thing. You're not sure if it has anything to do with like Ezra, but like it seems like it might have happened sometime after obviously identifying the body as Ezra. But also on top of that, you get there's a mission in the back of her head, like that she needs to do something. Like I have to do this, and it's tied to that fear.
Does
Because
it,
Go,
or
go, go.
can I ascertain whether or not like that I gotta do something is like alone or like as a group we need to do something?
Still trying to figure it out. I would feel like Megan's like, fuck, what do I do? Kind of thing. Would you agree with that?
I would say that Megan probably doesn't have a preference on whether it's with a group or not. Like she doesn't care as long as it gets done.
Okay. So that's what I would say. That's what Megan would say, because Megan used her own words on that one. So yeah, it feels kind of out of place, to be honest. Like, yeah, there's the grieving, there's the sadness, but like it's fighting with something else, because it feels like it's tied to like, I don't know what's gonna happen if I don't, kind of thing. Yeah, it's odd, but Up to you if you want to bring it up or not. Oh, no one's going for the messiness. All right, cool, awesome. So if unless there's anything else anyone wants to do, I'm going to say you head back to the cabin. Is there anything else anyone wanted to do? No? Okay. So as you drive back to the cabin, let's say you were at the tap, you're making that turn to go to the cabin. Millie, can you just like taking a moment, 1 second?
Mhm.
Just roll a general weird for me.
Okay.
We'll see how this goes. So
Is that suspicious?
I do what I do.
Joy. Oh no. Okay. What's math? A 9.
Look at you. All right. So that same fear that you sensed from Ezra, and then maybe someone else's fear was mingled into that. You feel that somewhere in the town. It felt like it suddenly spiked.
Well, that's not good. Does it have a direction or just like in general?
Yep. It has a direction. Like, so if you were like driving from the tap and you need to go west to go to the cabin, it's now east.
And the driving, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can we stop for a second, please?
Stop. Why?
I just feel something. I just can.
I pull over.
They're like, okay, and they're just gonna get out the vehicle and walk in that direction. Just good old power walk.
Awesome.
I'm getting out after them. We're not going alone.
Just like, I'm just gonna go. All right, cool.
Why don't we take the car? Like Megan sees Mo doing this, like, no, drive alongside. We might need the car.
You're right.
You're right.
You're right. Sometimes you're sensible.
All right. So like you get out, you're like, oh no, please don't. Like, let's walk. Like, don't walk, let's drive. When you do get out, Millie, you do see that like in that direction, because you can kind of see through some of the buildings as well as like through some of the wooded area. Like there's a large patch of like land with tombstones. Like, so you have a feeling it's in that direction. People are already talking about this the cemetery. So, the sphere is in the cemetery again. Fuck, like, so what's that about? So there is now a emotional beacon of fear in that direction. Did you want to go that way, everyone? I'm not like.
Can we clearly tell, like, can all of us clearly tell that's a cemetery or just Millie?
If when like only Millie like that stepped out to look.
Okay.
But if y'all are like, okay, we're gonna follow where Millie's going, like
I think we're following, yeah.
Yeah. So like we all get back in the car, like that way. Is that what you all want to do?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Is Millie back in the car?
Yeah.
Huh?
He's just like,
I was looking at the Hunter reference sheet. I guess so. Like, it was very spur of the moment. They thought they could be a hero, but then common sense in the form of the rest of the team kind of kicked in. Right. Sorry. I'm just gonna crawl back in a little sheepish.
And Keisha's like, what's going on? Like, you got out, you came back. Is something in that direction?
I mean, I felt something. It fear, like it's just in that direction. That was stupid. I'm sorry.
We're here to
That's what
investigate.
it was.
Don't be sorry. We're supposed to figure it out.
And they give Megan like a little glare, like just a little bit of scrutiny on the word investigation.
That's what
Whatever we're
here.
doing, we're doing it together, right?
I don't want what happened to Ezra to happen to anyone. We don't know what's going on anymore, okay? So we're going?
We going.
All right.
Speaking of which, if whatever we're going up against can snip souls or sever them or whatever it may be, I don't know if personally that makes me feel invincible or quite in danger. So if we could just keep a distance for a bit, since the cemetery seems to be where the ritual site was.
So Megan is gonna pull one of her weapons out from underneath the seat and load some salt rounds into it. We can keep away.
Good move.
If Millie sends some fear, that means that there's somebody out there who's in trouble. At the very least, we gotta help. That's what we do.
All right. So everyone's ready to go. Loaded up salt rounds, and you're driving that way. Mo, I'm assuming that you are now also like breaking the laws again of driving.
Only a little bit.
Only a little bit. Only when people are in danger. That makes sense.
Private investigators don't have to follow street laws, do they?
No,
I mean, that's what the license is for.
Not the
exactly.
Jacksons. Like
Not us. We're government funded, baby.
All right. So y'all head in the direction of the graveyard. Like you hit the gate. The gate's like it should be like, you know, like I wouldn't say like should be like chained up, but like it looks like it's not, like it looks like someone just opened it or something like that. And it's okay. Like it's not like the small town. Some people might have been able to do that, or like go in and do whatever they need to, like whether it's the groundskeeper, or like someone might have had a key that like takes care of the area that like often sometimes, maybe, who knows. But besides that, you go through the gate, open it, and upon entering, you don't really see anything that's like blaringly like someone's in trouble, you know, or something like that. But you do hear, actually, Cordelia, you don't have to roll for this just because you are a ghost. Something's odd about the graveyard that you notice because you've been to graveyards before. You know the shtick. Usually, there's some dead people around. Usually, some people are just like hanging out, waiting for their relatives to stop by, or like some are just like some stupid kids might have summoned a ghost there by accident because they're like, oh, let's do a Ouija, let's do a Ouija, you know, like let's do a Ouija board, you know, whatever it might be. And there's not that many ghosts here, and that's odd. There's a lot of dead people here, like it's a normal size amount of dead people, but you don't see anyone here. And now you are very concerned because you're a ghost. Go ahead.
Stop the car right now. We're good right here.
We're literally almost there.
Yes, no, and no one else is there. There are no other ghosts.
Huh?
There's a lot of bodies. Obviously, it's a cemetery, but there's no one's on the other side. It's just sort of.
I stopped the car.
Millie, is the fear still coming from there, though? Are we just gonna sit here and watch?
I would say that it's still like blaring. Like it's up to you if you want to sit and watch. Like you don't see anyone there. Someone, if they want to chase down that fear, they can. Should a ghost go? Entirely up to Cordelia.
Cordelia, you want to hop out and stay here, or you want to come with?
That is a tough question.
Maybe you and Keisha should stay here.
I feel better about that one.
All right, I'll stay, but like as soon as if I hear shots or anything like that, I'm coming out immediately. Right?
And I'll follow.
Thanks. Geisha says. All right. So, Megan, Mo, Millie, you are beelining towards the fear. Like Millie is sensing right now. It's like a beacon for you. And you see when you go over there, let's say like we're like you walk for like 5 minutes towards it. Like Millie's like leading the way, essentially. I'm assuming you all have your weapons because I'm not saying that like you took them out or didn't take them out. You all have your starter weapons on you. And you get to like this familiar feeling place, Millie. Like you saw it kind of on the edges of that whole dream feeling. It's like it's on the edge of the regional park. It looks like a dilapidated, like a mausoleum that looks like it's like a ruin, like it should be fixed up. And there's tape, like there's like crime tape in that area. Since it's a small town, like no one's going crazy with it. So like it's just literally like, hey, this is where a site of a murder was. You see a woman there, who is like looking around trying to find something. She's very terrified. And Mo, you would recognize her as the woman you saw at the police station that was talking to the detective. And she looks like if she was like trying to repress the fear before at the police station, she is not repressing it now. He's like, okay. And you can kind of hear as you're walking up because she's distracted. She does not hear y'all. I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is.
Hey.
What? Oh, fuck. Jeez.
You okay?
No. Why are you here and who are you? I saw you at the police station.
Yeah, we're private investigators.
Okay. I don't know if that's going to help me.
What do you need?
Who are you?
I'm Madison. I don't know who you are, but the other guy tried to help me, and then something bad happened to him, clearly, and he was a private investigator. I don't know what you are going to do about it.
Well, we're going in with a little more information this time. Can you help us with that?
Millie, what are you going to do?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so did we all hear her say like I can't find it or something?
Yeah, you all heard her. Like it wasn't like.
I would like to use magic.
By all means, let's go. Give me magic.
All right. So that's gonna be my weird.
This is not the time.
I want this to happen. So, huh?
Oh, so like, is this not the time to like that you fail? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I would like to use a luck point.
Okay. Luck point used. So with your luck point, the dark entity in your head is going to ask for nastier things by proxy for that. But you get an instant 12. Noted for me. So what are you trying to do with your magic?
Do one thing that is beyond human limitations. And if that thing she's looking for is in the area, Millie just wants to go for it.
Okay, so you want to find out what she's looking for?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You get, so I'm gonna like merge a couple of things. So like your sight, you get a lot of things about this. Your things that you rather not see first because this is where your cousin died. So you start getting that impression of what happens, and then you're like, fuck no. Then you get this impression of there's like something small in this area, something that like that is precious, maybe stone, maybe a metal of some sort, question mark. And it is somewhere in the area. And you can like sense with humanly possible, no glitches, that she's close to it. It's near her feet, but it's under like a couple of like rubble, essentially, partially, and she's not looking in that direction. You want to make a grab for
Okay.
it?
Sure. While we're feeling saucy.
Love to see it. All right, so you probably like lunge forward, or you suddenly enter her space, and she like steps back. What is it? And you reach down and you grab at this, whatever this is, and you pull it up, and it is a gold chain of some sort. It's a beautiful gold chain. You're not entirely sure why she would want to find this and why she's scared but needs to find this, but it looks like a normal gold chain.
Gotcha.
If you want to put two and two together, can you roll sharp for me? Just sharp.
Okay. That's a 4.
Okay, well, mark experience. You're like, okay, gold chain, and you kind of look up at her, and it's like, she's like, can I have that? Actually, I prefer to have it, if you don't mind.
Why is this important that you'd go all the way to a crime scene to find a gold chain?
Because, all right, listen, I don't know what you think is happening. Clearly, it's not normal. That might be able to help. And it almost helped, but it was too late for Ezra. Like, I just met him, and like, and you like, she doesn't look great. Like, she looks she feels bad, obviously. And he's like, I just know that might help because, listen, first of all, you need to get out of here.
Can Megan use try and like scare her into telling more?
Yes, you can do that. Hold on, because you have a thing, right? So
I do have a move for it. I can use tough instead of
Instead
charm
of-
to manipulate someone because I
by all
scare them.
means, go ahead. And you roll like manipulate someone. Right? Yeah.
That is an 11.
All right. Describe how you're doing this.
So I imagine I get like, I don't think Megan's probably that tall. Megan's probably like 5'7". I don't know how tall this person is. But like she's not too tall, but she's gonna get up very close to Madison and be like, scared of what? What's happening? Explain why the chain's here, why the chain's important.
So
also Megan's intimidating, like holding her shotgun. Like she's holding a shotgun in her hands.
Okay.
You said they came in with their weapon. She has a shotgun
I
in her hands.
know. I was just like, going full, like it's like 0 or 100 in terms of intimidation. That's all. All right. So, so I said Melissa, right? Like Melissa, like, okay, I don't need to be scared more than I already am. Okay, you're a tall lady. She is short. Like she's like 5'2", 5'3" maybe. So like she's like, okay, listen. She like takes a step back. There's like the other day, yesterday, something was like chasing me through the woods, and I came through the cemetery, and he was there, and he said that he would stop it, and it didn't do anything. Like he fired shots and it didn't do anything. Like it just kept going. It just kept coming.
And what does that have to do with the necklace?
Like as I was running and it snapped off in the scuffle, he like ripped it from my neck, I guess, because he was trying to get me to go, and it kind of like reacted to it. I just didn't understand why, and I still don't, and I have an idea maybe, but like I don't know. So I wanted to test it first. But I thought I had another gold chain in my house, and I don't. That's the only one I have. So something I would like, but like, and then she like I don't know, like this happened to me not that long ago. And she like shows up her wrists and you see like a black line there. And she's like, and I've been feeling weird ever since. And now I'm scared.
Megan looks around, like looks back and just like nods at the rest of them, like
And
showing that that's the mark.
So yeah, and he felt like he could do something. And if you know him and being an investigator group, I don't think that's how investigate. You know what? I don't know nothing about investigations. It's fine. I just need to get home and then it will go away, right? Like that's it. As long as I have
Okay.
this, I'll be fine.
Why don't we all take a step back and a breath? Put the shotgun down.
Megan takes two large steps back, but does not put the shotgun, like she's not pointing at anyone. It's just in her hands. She's like, I don't know what's coming here. This is staying out. It's not pointing at anyone, but it's staying out.
Okay, compromise. Look, you're right. We can't talk here. It's not safe. Where do you think we can go where we can talk?
Okay. GM shit. All right. So, who's looking? Okay. So based off of, let's say like, her back is towards the woods. Y'all are facing her and you're looking at the woods. Can two people read a bad situation? Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, hold on.
Just two. Just two.
That would not be Megan because Megan was busy intimidating.
All right, I'll give it a shot.
Ooh, well,
Let's see. 11.
Okay. You have a few questions. So you had 11. You hold 3, so you can ask 3 questions on the. Read a bad situation list.
I mean, with both of us rolling plus 10, we can just cover the entire base.
If you want
Yeah.
to, or I could just have like, since you got 10, you can just say all of those questions. But it's entirely up to you if you want to. I will give you all of that if you want to.
sounds good to me.
Okay. So,
All right.
what did you roll, Mo?
Oh, I rolled a 12.
Oh, look at you. All right, yeah, just answer all those questions. So I'm just gonna go down the list. Best way in is where you came out. So,
Let me write this down.
best way out is where you came in. Like, so literally those 2 questions, like that there's only one entrance. So like you do not want to go back into like there is another way out, which is the forest, because that has like several paths to get out. But you don't want to do that.
Could you not hop the fence?
You can technically hop the fence if you want to, but like there's a clear path to leave if you
Okay,
want to.
I just want to just thinking out options.
No, you're totally fine. Like, what would be faster is literally what I would say is like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
run to
Yeah.
get out if you want to leave or stay everywhere. Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? Yes. There are dangers you have not noticed. I'll give them. I'll explain more in 1 second. It's the biggest threat. Okay. Actually, you know what? What's most vulnerable to you right now is your placement. Like, you are too close. What's the best way to protect the victims? That gold chain. So what's the biggest threat right now? So as she's like skittering, she's like, I just gotta go, right? As she's saying that, like, because she has like a streak of green hair in her hair, she has like dark hair. You start seeing like her hair bleeding white, like just starting from the root and starting to bleed. And as you're looking at her, you look directly behind her into like the wood line, like there's a path, and you hear footsteps. And you notice, if you look up, blazing green eyes in the shadows of those woods. And you also notice those woods are a little too dark Like, yes, it's night. It's starting to get nighttime. Let's say like it's about like all this is happening. We didn't like make a time period, but let's say right now it's like 4 p.m., 5 p.m. and the sun's going down. Those woods are a little dark. That looks like inky black. That looks like there's nothing going in, there's nothing going out, and there's clearly light, enough light. And it's looking like those shadows are moving, and they're not supposed to be doing that. They're not supposed to be doing that. And you see like a form stepping out of those wood line, and it's like a tall form, let's say about like, not too tall, it's like 5'8", 5'9". You see those blazing green eyes staring through like a hood, like a cloaked hood of some sort. They're wearing something that looks like armor, but not quite armor. It's kind of like this black metal, but it doesn't seem like it's solid. It seems like it's moving a little bit. Like shadow armor, the fuck, like is what you're thinking probably while you're looking, and they're beelining. They don't see you, they see her, and they are pointedly looking in this direction. And then you see, as they're getting closer, the shadows start to meld together around their hands to make this long weapon of some sort. And you realize that it's a scythe that it's making of shadows. And we're going to end with it coming for Melissa's back on that one. And that's where we're going to end for tonight, everyone.
No.
Thank you all so very much for participating in this stream and watching us and experiencing this with us. I am your storyteller, your keeper, Sade Smith Edwards. You can call me Sade or Ambrose. She, her pronouns, and you can find me on Twitter at @SSAmbrose_. I will kick it off to Jazz to like just talk about yourself and where people can find you.
My name's Jazz. I'm also known as Cinder Scoria. On Twitter is usually where you can find me. My pronouns are she, her, and they, them, and I'm anxious.
All right, Red. Who are you? Where can people find you?
Hi, I'm Mischievous Red or Red. I can be found on Twitch at Mischievous Red, but I appear on a variety of stuff, so it's probably better to check my Twitter at _Mischievous Red. Yeah, but thank you, Sade, for this amazing game so far.
Why, thank you very much. Vin, who are you and where can people find you?
Boy, howdy. Hi, guys.
Sorry, I cackled.
You're good. I'm Vin at VinVoxVA on Twitter. I'm a voice actor who does tabletop things, and currently my heart is probably somewhere under my desk. Yeah, most find my announcements, casting calls, what have you, a lot of different interesting things over my Twitter.
Awesome. And last but certainly not least, Iris, who are you and where can people find you?
Hello, my name is Iris. As you, oh goodness. My name is Iris Wyndham. Pronouns she, her, and they, them. You can find me on Twitter at Iris Wyndham VO, and I'm also a voice actor, and so you can find a lot of voice acting things for me on my Twitter as well.
Awesome. And with that, we will be ending our stream. Look forward to next Monday, where we'll go into our next session and pick up from where we left off, which was a wonderful cliffhanger. But until then, I'll talk to y'all later. It's been a pleasure. And see you soon. Bye.